now 91-60 on the year. We check out the standings in the National League Central and the wild card. The Cardinals hosting the Reds tonight. Milwaukee is at Chicago. The Pirates hoping for some help, especially when it comes to that top spot in the National League Central Division. They'll be heading to Wrigley Field in Chicago this weekend. Greg Brown along with John Wehner, and we're going to talk about this Pirates team that has a chance to clinch tonight, John, and a guy that's been a huge part of the offense and is really clicking the last few ball games, talking about Starling Marte.
Yeah, before this year, you thought of Marte as maybe a table setter, good defense, he'll run, he'll steal you a bunch of bases. This year, he's been hitting a lot in the middle of the order, and he has been coming up big, hitting over 300 with runners in scoring position. A couple of homers this series, or this road trip, one in L.A., one here, 4-hit game, but a ton of hits, big hits, 2-out hits with runners in scoring position. He's had a heck of a road trip so far, and he's been enjoying driving in runs.
He is 6 for 9 in this series and has 8 hits in his last 14 at-bats. Well, after 20 years of miseries, here we are talking about another chance to go back to the playoffs for a third straight year on this particular date, John. Pretty cool. Pretty
ironic. Yeah, neat to do it 3 straight years on the same date. And I don't think the party will be as big this year as it was a couple of years ago or even last year. I think the goals are higher. It's not just to get to the postseason. It's win the division. You know, we're getting closer to the finish line. We need the Cardinals to start losing. The Pirates keep winning.
Still a special date, a special moment, I'm sure, as the Pirates and the Colorado Rockies get ready to play ball. But we're going to talk about September 23rd and what it means to the Pirates and Pirate fans when we continue from Coors Field in Denver in a moment. Pirates look to clinch a postseason berth for a third straight year. And we were talking about the fact that the Pirates have a shot because the magic number is down to 1. If they win tonight, they don't have to worry about the San Francisco Giants. Just beat the Rockies. And again, they go to the playoffs for a third straight season. Kind of ironic that it is this date and our this day in Pirates history brought to you by Day Automotive. You might remember 2 years ago at Wrigley Field, the go-ahead home run by Starling Marte, and then the incredible play at the plate. Justin Morneau, now with the Rockies, throws to the plate. The out recorded. Russell Martin applies the tag on Nate Shearholtz. The Pirates, after 20 years of losing, back to the playoffs. Then in Atlanta, last year, again, same date, September 23rd, the double play. Tony Watson on the hill saves it for Garrett Cole. And the Pirates celebrate again, this time the clubhouse in Atlanta. So we'll be looking to see if the Pirates can do it again. Charlie Morton was on the mound at Wrigley Field in Chicago 2 years ago when the Pirates clinched. He'll be on the mound tonight. We'll talk about that as we go along. Now let's go back to the studio. Paul Alexander in a game break.
Is brought to you by Toyota. Toyota helps you get the most out of your drive. Just ask a friend who drives one. Toyota, let's go places. And by Barrel Automotive, we're driven to be better. Let's go Bucks.
Puck goes ready. Starling Marte been involved in the offense in a big way the last handful of ball games and providing the game-winning hits in back-to-back postseason clinching ball games. Meanwhile, Christian Bergman on the hill for the Colorado Rockies, taking the place of the injured Jorge De La Rosa. Check out the Toyota starting lineup for Clint Hurdle's Pirates. It is Gregory Polanco to lead things off, and Josh Harrison and Andrew McCutchen. Last night for Starling Marte, his 45th multi-hit game. Neil Walker follows. Then it's Francisco Cervelli, Pedro Alvarez, Jordy Mercer, and Charlie Morton. Gregory Polanco getting ready. And they get things started, though Bergman has been tough against left-handed batters.
Yeah, his numbers overall not bad. 3-0, 3.81 ERA, considering where he pitches his home games. Opponents hit 281 against him. 7 long balls. Not a lot of strikeouts. Not a lot of power from this guy. Fastballs averages right around 90 miles per hour. Cuts it as a curveball and a really good changeup, apparently, what it seems like. He's limited left-handers, as you mentioned. And we have to assume it's because of the good change.
Check out the defense. Brought to you by Honda. Over at third, it's Daniel Descalzo. So the National League's leading RBI man, Nolan Arenado, is out as he hit the ground hard last night in the 9th inning, diving for a ball. Jose Reyes at short. DJ LeMahieu is at second. Justin Morneau at first. Corey Dickerson in left. It's Brandon Barnes in center. A late scratch. Charlie Blackmon has a stiff neck. Cargo in right, and Tom Murphy catches. This 27-year-old out of the University of California, Irvine, Christian Bergman. Tom Murphy, who hit a home run the opening game of the series, makes his 6th big league start. And Clint Hurdle's Pirates, a quiet confidence today in that clubhouse, deciding that they are going to celebrate in their own way, privately. I think that's a professional move right there.
Yeah, I mean,
they'll celebrate, but they have work to be done after tonight. Even if they clinch, still have their sights set on the division.
You still have to, celebrate to an extent. Now, getting to the postseason is not easy, but it is the 3rd year in a row, and they do have much bigger goals.
And their first goal is to do what they can against Christian Bergman. Jordy Mercer has been part of the playoffs. 14 players currently on the field for the Pirates have been involved in both postseason berths previously. Pedro Alvarez, one of them. Gregory Polanco, this is just his 2nd postseason run. Remember, he was a rookie last year, 3-1, so. And it never gets old. Regardless how many times you've been there, it was right there. 3-1 the count. And 2 on Polanco, went 1 for 4 in last night's game, hit 2nd behind Josh Harrison against the lefty starter Chris Russin.
You saw the take of that fastball on the inner half of the plate, unable to pull the trigger, then a little late on the last offering.
Jumps on that one.
Yeah, that's the cutter, and you find that a lot when you have a guy that has a pretty good cutter. If you're going to get to the barrel of the bat to it, a lot of times you pull it foul, especially when it runs off the plate. But he may be one of these guys that has that sneaky fastball that we talk about so much.
Still 3-2.
And just by looking at, again, a 90-mile-an-hour fastball inner half, he can't pull the trigger. And then he's a little late on another offering out over the plate.
His only other start this year, April the 14th in San Francisco. This ball popped up, and the shortstop out, and the third baseman, that is, Descalzo, playing near the shortstop position. The veteran puts it away. Rivers Casino tips to win.
Well, pretty simple, I think. In the case of Bergman, it'll be interesting to see, how he does against the righties. Lefties, the splits are pretty remarkable, really. Lefties hit just 193 against them. Righties 341. So you hope for big days from the right-handed bats. And with Charlie Morton against the lefties, 4 straight lefties to start the game.
And just like that, right after John gives you the Rivers Casino tips to win, a right-handed hitter, Josh Harrison, singles to left.
Yeah, just 3 lefties in the lineup for the Pirates tonight. So the rest are right-handed batters. Josh Harrison, like he did last night, first pitch swinging, picks up a base hit.
He started at second base last night. Neil Walker, switch hitter, sat against the lefty Chris Russin, and J-Hay went 2 for 4. As Andrew McCutchen steps in. And Harrison at third base tonight because by now Ramos Ramirez was pulled from the game with tightness in his left groin. They hope they got to it early enough. A fly ball to center. And McCutchen is retired for the second out. And our Allegheny Health Network injury update. Ramos Ramirez ended up with a triple in last night's ball game. He is day to day. He continued in the ball game. You see him grimace a bit. Made a real nice defensive play to end the bottom of the 5th inning, a 5-4-3 DP. But they got him out of there in the 6th. And Marte takes a strike. 6 for 9 in the series.
A lot of times nowadays when a hitter doesn't agree with a call, more times than not, they look in their dugout and kind of shake the head.
Takes off Tom Murphy's mask with that foul. 0-2.
Yeah, maybe lucky that that ball wasn't hit fair as he throws a cutter, and the location is, man, pretty much middle and up. And he leaves the cut fastball up there today. It might be a short outing for Mr. Bergman.
Oh, 0-2 on Starling Marte. Bergman figures to be on a pitch count. Runner goes, and it's up the middle. So Josh Harrison is at third, and Starling Marte continues to sizzle at the plate.
You know, we saw the other night a play where Marte was coming around third, kind of pulled up and got into a rundown on a play on an infield hit from Harrison. This was one of those hits where you can almost score from first.
Yeah.
You see how quickly Harrison gets around third. Now, if Harrison comes around third and picks it up and there's a bobble, you know, he probably could score on that play. And you know, one of those things where you don't just pull up, you try to kind of get around the bag a step or two, look, as that ball was kind of lobbed in from the center fielder, Barnes. And if there's a little bobble by the shortstop, Reyes, Harrison could have scored easily.
Here is Neil Walker. Got 2 at-bats last night.
There's the good changeup from Bergman. Throws it first pitch to Neil Walker. Good location, down and away. Had some tail to it.
And now in his career, which goes back to 10 starts last season, lefties hit .239 against him. Righties .343. What they call those reverse type splits, where in this case he does better against the lefties. Walt Weiss forced to start Bergman because Jorge De La Rosa has the strained Achilles tendon, and De La Rosa has been tough on the Pirates. De La Rosa last 4 starts against Pittsburgh at .214 ERA. So it's Christian Bergman. The Pirates saw him in relief August the 28th. Just another member of the Neil Walker fan club.
The Denver chapter.
The Denver chapter. Still 0-2.
The one thing about that changeup, if you can stay back on it, it's a good ball to hit through the hole on the right side. Anytime you have a lefty up there in a first and third situation, you think of that, Nick. Anything soft, you leave anything soft, and outer half of the plate, most times the lefty will be out in front, hook it on the ground.
Marte takes off, and there will be no throw. Starling Marte with stolen base number 29 on the year. Marte swiped second last night. Base hit can give the Bucks a 2-0 lead in the first inning. Walker will try to do just that against Bergman, who went 1 2/3 against the Pirates August the 28th in relief. Gave up a hit. And a little flare, and past the shortstop Reyes. Neil Walker. 2-0 Buccos.
That's a big hit. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be a bullet. A little bit of a jam shot off the bat of Neil Walker, and Reyes was playing Neil up the middle, and because of that, just kept fading away from the speedy shortstop. Just out of his reach. You'll see here as it just keeps slicing. Well placed.
So once again, the Pirates score in the first inning in this series. Harrison fired up. Marte scores easily. 2-run single for Neil Walker, 65 RBIs on the year. Pirates scored a run in the first inning last night, 2 in the first inning on Monday. Francisco Cervelli, 5 for 10 in the series. And his batting average at 300, as you saw on the screen. Well, how many times has that happened with the Pirates this year, where a ball settles at the plate and they kind of assume it's foul?
I want to say at least 2, maybe 3 times this road trip.
Randall Grichuk off Brandon Finnegan. Cardinals up 1-0. Jay Happ and A.J. Burnett seated next to each other in the Pirates dugout as Charlie Morton makes his 22nd start of the year.
9-8, a 4.26 ERA. Looking for good stuff from Charlie Morton here tonight. And, he's been pitching better on the road of late. I think it always comes back to the command, getting that 2-seam fastball down in the zone, being able to work inside part of the plate to the lefties. Throwing that curveball in there for strikes. Not bad numbers against these Rockies, 2-2 at 3.74 career ERA.
Jose Reyes was 1 for 4 on Monday. We'll see what the arsenal is tonight for Charlie Morton. Seems to be kind of continuing to evolve. And a strike 3, 95. 3-pitch strikeout of Jose Reyes.
Yeah, very quick work. A fastball in, the changeup away, and then the 2-seam fastball. Maybe getting a little bit of a call there. A bit off the plate inside.
Rocky starting lineup. Reyes strikes out looking. And then it's Corey Dickerson. He's at the plate now with Cargo hitting third, 6 for 18 lifetime against Morton. Justin Morneau is cleanup man. DJ LeMahieu, Tom Murphy, Daniel Descalzo, Brandon Barnes, and Christian Bergman. Dickerson, pinch hit last night, 2 for 4. The opening game of the series, a 300 hitter for these Rockies. Nobody over at third base position, so thinks about trying to bunt for a hit, but fouls it off. And it is truly incredible. You see how many major league players, left-handed hitters just like Dickerson, just cannot get that bunt down.
And, you know, the success rate of getting it down fair, it has to be less than 25%.
Yeah.
And then when they do get it down, I think the success of
getting hits
is extremely low.
Ball just out of play. So 0-2 on Corey Dickerson. And the Pirates have the early lead here at Coors Field.
Dickerson hustling out of the box on that one, got almost to second base. As a hitter, when you hit a ball foul, you know it's foul pretty much as soon as you hit it. It's kind of funny, but maybe a little false hustle, we'd call that. Especially when it ends up in the seats when you get around first.
Hey, he's at second now.
Go.
Although, if you have to have one extreme over the other, I'll take that extreme.
Of course, yes.
I know you feel the same way. To the count on Corey Dickerson. And a roller on the right side. Walker, 2 outs.
Charlie Morton breaking out the Uncle Charlie at a curveball, good location. Cervelli was going down to block it. Somehow Dickerson able to go down and hit it. And again, we talked about this on the radio side last couple of nights, man. This infield's fast.
Yes,
I mean, that ball even there off the end of the bat. You know, had to hustle to his right to make the backhand play.
Carlos Gonzalez. He tries to bunt and fouls it off. 37 homers, 90 RBIs. And good career numbers against Charlie Morton. Carlos Gonzalez tries to bunt for a hit and fouls it off.
Walt Weiss, old school, probably thinking, I'd rather you hit a ball in the gap or over the fence than pick up a base hit with 2 outs.
Couple of strikes now on him. Charlie Morton wants to pound that strike zone. And just getting a piece of it. Morton was on the hill 2 years ago at Wrigley Field, September 23rd, 2013. Made the start against the Cubs. The night the Pirates clinched, he went 7 innings of 3-hit shutout ball. It was outstanding. On deck, Justin Morneau. We showed you that play he made as the Pirates' first baseman to end the ball game.
And that was a good little play by Morneau. He had to use his feet a little bit to where he got himself in a good position, got a good hop, quick exchange.
Yeah, if he doesn't get to that ball, that out isn't recorded. Of course, Starling Marte hit the home run that gave the Pirates the lead that night. He provided the go-ahead RBI last year on this date. And down on strikes goes Carlos Gonzalez. Couple of strikeouts for Charlie Morton. Players, personalities, ambassadors. Yogi Berra passed away last night before the game. They paid tribute to Yogi Berra, providing some of his great quotes, and maybe the best one ever. They even played the Lenny Kravitz song, "It Ain't Over Till It's Over." And again, the baseball world mourning the passing of Yogi Berra, and certainly ties to the Pirates. Yogi Berra led 1960 World Series Yankees team, losing to Bill Mazeroski and the Pirates. Another great one. Come to a fork in the road, take it. His son Dale played for the Pirates, Dale Berra. I never said most of the things they said I said. Yogi Berra. What did you tell me about a telegram that Berra had sent
to Johnny Bench
when Bench was playing for
when
the Reds?
Bench broke his home run record. And so
he had
sent a telegram. Congratulations on breaking my home run record last night.
Oh, we have it here. Okay. I always thought the record would stand until it was broken. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Best. We'll get back to it as Pedro Alvarez. And it goes on to say it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Best of luck the rest of the season, but take it easy on Dale and the Pirates. When Dale Berra was playing for the Bucks, his son.
Obviously big news all throughout baseball today, and a lot of stories, and I think a lot of people don't realize how great a player he was. The home runs, the catching, the World Series, the All-Star games, obviously the Hall of Fame. But then you read these stories about the things he did for people. Just a genuine good person, just a good human being.
Alvarez pops up. And Yogi Berra, 19-year career, 10 times a world champion, most by any player, 3-time American League MVP, and inducted into baseball's Hall of Fame in 1972. Yogi Berra also managed the Yankees and Mets to World Series. Named to Major League Baseball's All-Century team in 1999. A couple of former Yankees now with the Pirates. Chris Stewart just saw Francisco Cervelli. And passed Justin Morneau. Wasn't hit all that hard. Morneau not able to flag that one down. Mercer will take that ground single into right.
And again, I've seen a lot of frustrated pitchers for the Rockies in this series because of hits like this. Balls maybe mishit a little bit and it just scoot through, find holes. And again, a very fast infield. And you have to be on your toes, and if you don't get a good jump and you're not anticipating the ball hit your way, it's going to get by you.
Charlie Morton.
Michael Kay was on a radio show this morning, was talking about
one of the Yankees' voices, Michael Kay.
A story about Yogi when Phil Rizzuto later in life had to go to an assisted living facility, and Yogi Berra would drive 30 minutes every day. A perfect bunt from Charlie Morton. That's picture perfect. Make the first baseman field it, move the runner up 90 feet.
Well done, Charlie Morton. John, continue that story about going to see Phil Rizzuto, but Pirate fans remember Dale Berra playing left field at Forbes Field. Yogi Berra playing left field at Forbes Field on the Maz home run that won it. 1960 World Series.
And so Yogi lived like 30 minutes from this assisted living facility, and he would drive every day, play cards with Phil Rizzuto. And then he would notice when Phil would start to fall asleep, Yogi would hold his hand. And then when Phil would go to sleep, then Yogi would leave.
Wow.
Every day he did it.
Wow. A war hero. I mean, he really, truly incredible. Polanco fouls it off to the left. Runner at second, 2 outs, and the Pirates up 2-0. Pop up. This time Reyes will be able to make this play. The Pirates retired. They leave a man. We go to the bottom of the second inning, and remembering the great Yogi Berra.
He spent 3 seasons with the New York Yankees. I'm Robbie Makowski. We've been talking about the passing of baseball legend Yogi Berra. Chris Stewart earlier today discussed with us his experiences with the legend.
Yeah, he was huge. Just the way he walked around, the way he carried himself, the legacy that he left with the Yankees, probably the greatest Yankees catcher of all time. No question about it. But he would come in the clubhouse, interact with the guys, wish you well out there. And just whenever you saw him, he always had a smile on his face, and it couldn't help but put a smile on your own face. So, he's truly going to be missed, and it's a sad day in baseball.
I think a lot of people feel the same way, Greg and John, when you talk about Yogi Berra, and anybody who's had the chance to interact with Yogi Berra. Francisco Cervelli, former Yankee himself, posted a photo on social media. It looks like a 12-year-old kid, a young kid, having some great experiences with the former Yankee as well. So really a lot of great tributes for a wonderful, wonderful man.
Absolutely. I think Little League is wonderful. It keeps the kids out of the house. Another Yogi Berra quote. Two and two. Justin Morneau. Charlie Morton picks up another strikeout. That's 3. 4 batters faced.
Yeah, this curveball for Charlie Morton, again, you don't see many big league hitters swinging pitches this far out of the strike zone. And that, when he has both pitches going, the two-seamer that ties up the lefty, it speeds up their bats. And so then they don't pick up the spin on that curveball, and that pitch almost hits Morneau. Last year's batting champ swinging a pitch that far out of the zone. Pretty good two-seamer there, just missing a bit off the plate. But keeping it down, I think that's also key to get the ground ball.
Those strikes.
And you want to. Right-handed batter lifts his hands like the ball's coming in on him, and it's down the middle. It's a pretty good curveball.
Mercer. The ground ball. So it's 2 up and 2 down for Charlie Morton here in the second. We want to see your strongest fan photo. Use the hashtag PitDataStrongFan. You just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Pirate fans, like we saw in Atlanta last year, 2 years ago in Chicago, hoping to watch Clint Hurdle's club clinch another postseason berth. A little different because the previous 2 years the season was down to, I think, its last 6 games. This 2015 campaign ends a little later into October. So this would be even more impressive to clinch as early as game number 152. 0-2 on Tom Murphy, who homered 2 nights ago. Mentioned that there are 14 players currently on the Pirates that were on each of the previous 2 playoff teams. And Andrew McCutchen, of course, has led the way. And leading the way through at least 2 innings, looking sensational tonight, is Charlie Morton.
Ball on Root Sports is brought to you by the Chevy Cruze and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go, Bucks!
First day of autumn, 2015, and a 2-0 Pirates lead. Here at Coors Field in Denver. These 2 clubs will finish up this series tomorrow afternoon, and then it's on to Wrigley, where the Brewers are leading the Cubs 1-0 bottom of the 5th. Cardinals leading 4-0 at home to the Reds. Don't forget, Monday night, the start of a big 3-game series against those Cardinals at PNC Park. Make sure you get your tickets, Pirates.com. And Josh Harrison the other way and foul. Bergman, his first start since April the 14th. He did have an extended relief outing on Saturday against San Diego, 3 1/3, 47 pitches.
So you have to figure he's good for at least 60 or so. I would think 70 would be pushing it. And that's the first time we've seen Bergman throw a changeup to a right-handed batter.
And Bergman gets called third strike. Let's go back to Pittsburgh, the studios. Paul Alexander, another game break. Struggling rookie Brandon Finnegan against Lance Lynn. Don't look for a lot of help tomorrow from Cincinnati. From Milwaukee, rather. With, Taylor Youngman getting the start against Michael Wacha. But we'll see.
You know, shutting down the Cubs tonight, Zach Davies.
Yep. Time was called. Andrew McCutchen right now. This is the third game of this series. He is the only position player who's had an at-bat in the series, but doesn't have a hit. He's 0 for 6 with 5 walks in the series, including his fly out to center.
Hasn't had much to hit. Although in this at bat, he's got a couple pitches. The first 2 pitches were middle of the plate. Took one, fouled off the other. Pretty good take there. I think Bergman was hoping to get a chase at that changeup. Started out around the knees and dove down below.
Headed up the middle in that fast infield you've been talking about, John. McCutchen gets the base hit. Just shoots right through. And it brings up Starling Marte. Barrel Automotive League leaders updated all time at Coors Field minimum of 15 at bats. Starling Marte hitting .688.
That's pretty good.
11 for 16. Think of all the great players, 20 years that have come through this ballpark, including Rockies. Broken bat roller, and he's going to get another hit. Well, you are going to have to take the entire team to get him on the plane tomorrow.
Yeah.
Where's the smart hitting? Where's the point to the cranium? Chris Stewart's waiting.
He's a little frustrated.
Marte's not happy with himself.
Yeah, he's hitting the ball so well that breaking his bat, for one, that's been a pretty good bat for him. I'm sure he doesn't like losing it, but yeah, he wants to hit the ball hard.
Still waiting. Stewart hasn't moved. He goes, wow, come on now, jeez. Where's that smart hitting? Here's Neil Walker. And a high fly ball to right. And clear the deck. Cannonball coming. There's the real deal. He has all 5 RBIs. 5-0. The Neil Walker fan club, the Denver chapter, reacts. 15th home run.
Well, what a day. Neil Walker already, just the third inning. 2 hits, 5 ribbies. And I said, you make mistakes middle of the play. It's bad enough you have to pitch here with this fast infield, the ball carries, and you have to execute pitches. Now, he did execute pretty well to McCutchen and Marte. Got a ball off the end of the bat from McCutchen that found the hole. Marte broke his bat, went through the fast infield, and that sets up Neil Walker. And he does not make a good pitch to Neil Walker. As you'll see, that's the changeup. Well, you don't want to leave a changeup up there. Belt high. And Neil Walker, that sweet-looking swing, towering fly ball.
4th time in his career he has driven in 5 in a game, and it's only the 3rd inning, his 2nd at bat. First time in 3 years he's driven in 5 in a game. Neil Walker, his 15th home run. Just like that, he has 68 ribbies now on the year. Oh, 0-2 on Cervelli. Neil Walker with 5 RBIs. And Johnny, this is a game all about numbers, baseball. And so players like Walker, Alvarez on deck, and to a degree Cervelli, you talk about RBIs. I mean, those are precious. And to have 2 swings and 5 RBIs, how good does Neil Walker feel right now?
He's feeling great. I mean, we've always said it since the time he came up here. He was always pretty comfortable with hitting with runners in scoring position. So we get the second out here on an easy ground ball, but I think he'd rather hit in the middle as opposed to say second. I think he'd rather be 4, 5, 6 to get these opportunities to drive them in. And we know he's got the pop where it kind of comes and goes a little bit. Sometimes his swing, you'll see 2, 3, maybe 4 home runs in a week or 2, and then he may go into a little bit of a drought and hit more line drives. And by the way, that's first home run Bergman's allowed this year to a lefty.
Yeah, we were talking about
the good numbers.
The lefty hitters and the splits. Well, that lefty hitter, batting left-handed, of course, against the righty, is 2 for 2 with 5 RBIs. He was able to get Alvarez to pop up the shallow left his first time up. And remember, Walker's first hit that drove in Harrison and Marte was just that soft serve past the shortstop Reyes. A little pop up in the shallow left. So 2 extremes. Soft serve single that drives in 2, and the 3-run home run. Alvarez, high pop to center. Barnes, easy play, but nobody going to be able to catch the Neil Walker drive with 2 aboard and 1 out. His 15th of the year, 5-0 Bucks. They're usually flying out of PNC Park and elsewhere, but recently they've been hurtling toward the infield. We take you inside the Bucs dugout for a team dance party and much more inside Pirates baseball, presented by Allegheny Health Network, tomorrow at 2 p.m. on Root Sports. Dugout dancing going on when Neil Walker hit that 3-run homer. UPMC scoreboard 5-0. And back to work for Charlie Morton, facing Daniel Descalzo. Point Park University tweets crawling across the bottom of your screen, enjoying the home run by Neil Walker. How neat to see guys like Walker. We talk about some 14 players who have been part of the postseason run 3 straight years. Walker certainly one of them. The core group: McCutchen, Marte, Walker. Josh Harrison, Jordy Mercer, and trying to help lead this team to the postseason and beyond.
I think what's the difference between this team and the last couple years.
Look at this ball. Walker has to do anything he can just to flag it down, and Descalzo with the infield hit. What this? The signed or a signed base from the game where the Pirates clinched in Wrigley. The base from 2013 clinching game, signed by Clint Barmas. Don't Stop Believing. The Clint Barmas theme song, Journey.
But I think this team, obviously, the way the Cardinals are going, the division might, you're going to have to sweep the Cardinals to win the division, so you get through the wild card game. This team, is a World Series contending team with this lineup, because there are so many different guys that can do the things like Neil Walker's doing tonight. I mean, you go up and down the lineup, it's a much deeper lineup than we've had the last couple of years. And a deeper bench.
A chopper. Harrison going to bare hand and throw and get him. What a play by Jay. Robs Brandon Barnes.
That's a big play. That's a big play for Charlie Morton, too, because we've seen it so many times with Morton and that good sinker of his, to where, he'll have that one inning to where he already had one dribbler that goes for an infield hit. Now this almost a swinging bunt. Would have been two on, nobody out. Then you might get that, oh, here we go again feeling. But Jay Hay, great off-balance throw. Bare hand play. That's a big out.
Strike one on Bergman. Jay Hay filling in for Ramos Ramirez and making a heck of a play. Ramos Ramirez likes that. Out with the groin injury. He's day to day. Tightness in the left groin.
And again, that's another reason why you have to like this team. I mean, Jung Ho's down. Obviously, Mercer, you plug him in there. Ramos needs a couple of days. Jay Hay back in there, who was a huge part of this lineup a year ago.
Ramos Ramirez was not on the team last year at this time, obviously. And really, Pedro Alvarez wasn't on the club last September. Remember?
Yeah.
He was out with that foot injury.
And 2 years ago, Pedro had the big postseason. Yeah. RBI in every game, and so obviously he's capable of doing major damage.
Bergman.
And this may sound crazy.
Uh-oh.
But you look at the postseason, the teams that are going to make the postseason from the National League, and on paper, Who would you look at and think is the weakest team?
Cardinals.
Yeah. I mean, holes in their lineup, the pitching is still awesome.
Wow, look at this. And what a stop by Neil Walker, but can't get a handle on the ball. And Christian Bergman, a base hit. Walker's not able to get the ball out. Bergman gets a hit. 2 infield singles.
Yeah, again, kind of the Pirates getting a taste of their own medicine. The last couple of nights, the Pirates have, hit some balls that found holes. And the Rockies here, they're kind of lucky maybe that they don't have 3 infield hits. Not lucky, obviously. J.A. made some great play, but it's fast infield.
And Alvarez with a play gets the out there. That's all they get. Speedy Jose Reyes, and the Rockies are on the board. Descalzo scoring.
And that's perfectly fine. You take it. Just make sure of one. Pedro sets himself a perfect throw to Jordy. Jordy wisely holds on. No sense trying to hit a moving target, and Charlie Morton, who's arriving about the same time as Reyes.
Dickerson.
Hardest ball hit the inning.
Yeah. Dickerson bounced out to Neil Walker in the first. A couple of infield singles lead to a run. And the other way, just foul.
One thing you notice too about Coors Field, the ball doesn't slice as much in the thin air. And so, I mean, the balls you hit it down the line and you think might slice fair, it stays a little straighter.
Hangs up in the air a little longer.
Yeah.
It doesn't slice as much. Corey Dickerson. Count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Was it Dickerson who ran out that ball that ended up in the seats?
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
He's been there before. He can't take anything for granted. Even a ball that winds up foul in the seats out of play. A 2-1 count. Morton is aiming for his 10th win. Monday night, A.J. Burnett won his 9th. Last night, Jay Happ, as the runner goes, shot past Alvarez into right. Well, Corey Dickerson, hard hit ball. 1st and 3rd.
These lefties like having that hole over there, and Charlie didn't get that one all the way in. That 2-seamer. Hit too hard for Pedro to make a play on. Good effort. Diving to his right, and Reyes at great speed easily will get the 3rd.
Now Cargo. Gonzalez struck out on a pitch in the dirt in the first. Fly ball. Polanco. They strand a couple. The Rockies do get on the board. And it's 5-1 Pirates. From Joe Louis Arena, starting at 7 with Penguins pregame presented by Heritage Valley Health System. UPMC scoreboard 5-1. Pirates out in front. Ray Searage talking with Charlie Morton. Christian Bergman.
Charlie Morton, another year in his contract next year.
Yeah,
because just started thinking about, okay, let's say the Pirates, he elects to become a free agent and sinker ball guy. You think of Morton and the possibilities and where he may go to or whatever. And let's say the Rockies approach him. After playing here and seeing this infield grass, a sinker baller, which you would think that they would want here with the way the ball flies. Charlie Morton, with one of the better sinkers that gets more ground balls than anybody in baseball, would never come here to pitch.
No,
never.
Not in a million years. And there's a bouncer to Reyes.
And so they obviously have a potent lineup. They have guys that can hit the ball at the ballpark and drive in runs, and they have some talent. But they're going to have pitching, and if they're going to have this grass cut like a putting green, who can't get a sinker baller to come? I mean, it's like rock hard, and the ball just all 3 games of this series flying through the infield. Miss hits flying through the infield.
We talked about this on the radio side last night. Asked you about it. It seems so obvious that you would want to grow this grass, make it thicker. But I guess the Rockies haven't thought of it that way. They think offense, but even if you made the grass thicker, you're still going to get plenty of hits.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could still score a lot of runs here, obviously.
Do something for your pitchers.
Yeah. And for your fielders, for that matter.
Yeah, that's true. Morton pops this up. Morneau. 2 outs. And brings up Gregory Polanco. We've been talking about that big series that starts Monday night at PNC Park. Make your plans to be on hand for any or all of the 3 games starting on Monday night. For tickets to any of the games of the series, go to pirates.com/tickets. There are tickets still available for the Pirates and the Cardinals Showdown Series at PNC Park starting on Monday night. And Clint Hurdle announced that the rotation against the Cardinals will feature Jay Happ, Charlie Morton, and Garrett Cole. All 3 games start at 7:05. Garrett Cole will also start Friday at Wrigley, game 1 of the series against the Cubs.
It's so strange. Only in Chicago when you play day game Friday, day game Saturday, night game Sunday.
It's going to be Garrett Cole and John Lester on Friday afternoon. And Francisco Liriano will start Saturday afternoon against Jason Hamill. A.J. Burnett, Jake Arrieta Sunday night. Francisco Liriano gets that call on Saturday. 2-2 count on Polanco. He's popped up twice. A.J. Burnett with Jeff Locke. Jeff Locke goes tomorrow afternoon. Still 2-2 on Polanco. Jay Happ, last night's starter and winner. 6-2 now with the Pirates and a 2.28 ERA in 9 starts with the Bucks. Polanco has worked the count full. And Gregory Polanco singles on the 3-2 pitch.
Bergman used to getting outs on that changeup, especially against the lefty. With Polanco with the long arms, the long reach. This pitch, wow, off the plate. Quite a ways off the plate and down. You know, that's money pitch there. As a pitcher, you're thinking you're not giving up any hits on a pitch in that location.
By the bullpen sometimes, Steve Foster, the pitching coach. Bergman approaching 70. There you see 67 pitches for him. And Simon Castro. Polanco on with 2 outs. Pirates with 8 hits. Josh Harrison had a first inning single, struck out looking his last time up. The Cardinal game now 6-0 St. Louis after 5. Andrew McCutchen on deck. We'll stare down with you. Polanco's going to go. Harrison batting second tonight, playing third base. Figure we'll see him at third base again tomorrow afternoon. Would anticipate Ramirez playing tomorrow. Hopefully he'll be ready on Friday when he goes back to Wrigley. Whoa, he steps off, and Polanco was looking like he was going to take off. Bergman, no relation to the former pitcher of the Tigers, Padres, Astros back in the early 90s, Sean Bergman. Christian Bergman, drafted in the 24th round. And made 10 starts last year. Was 3-5 with a 5.93 ERA. Missed a couple of months last year with a fractured left hand. Hit by a line drive. And now that Jorge De La Rosa is done for the season, less than 2 weeks to go, and the starter on Monday night, John Gray, their former first rounder, he's been shut down. He's reached an innings limit. So Christian Bergman is in the rotation for the remainder of the season for Colorado. And a fly ball to shallow right center field. Look at all that acreage. And the ball is dropped in right center field. Polanco held at third.
Yep, ground ball sneaked through. And decently hit fly balls go out of the ballpark, and jam shots typically fall in. It's a great place to hit. You know, even off the bat, everybody knows there's nobody out there with all that room. Couldn't get to that ball as Polanco.
I mean, you know, if he's sprinting, John, with 2 outs.
Again, in this ballpark, you could seriously take advantage of a lot of different things. And, you know,
I think that pop-up that held up that long and with Polanco's speed, he would have scored without a play after that bobble. Well, gives McCutchen a chance for an RBI. Singled and scored in the third.
see there, all that room in the outfield, big room, a lot of room on the right side of the infield. Being very careful with Andrew. And that's one of the reasons why, those great numbers.
Not close. His last 19 plate appearances, he's walked 11 times, Andrew McCutchen. And now they're loaded for Starling Marte and anticipating a pitching change here. Weiss looks like he's going to stick with Bergman.
I want to see Walker get another chance with runners on.
See what Marte does with 2 outs and the bases loaded. 2 for 2 tonight. 8 hits in his 11 at-bats in the series.
Got away with one there. Bergman has to be tiring. He's up at the 75 pitch mark, and that was middle. Marte wants another crack at that one.
Oh, and 2. Marte now with 10 hits in his last 16 at-bats. When he scores at least a run, the Pirates are 49 and 15. And he's already scored twice. Bucco fans want more. And now Tom Murphy out to talk to Bergman. 0-2. And a 1-2 count on Marte.
We haven't seen hardly any breaking balls. That curve ball from Bergman. A pitch on the year, he's only throwing about 6-7% of the time. I honestly don't remember if he threw any. I think it may have been his first one of the night.
2-2.
A number of those, the change-ups. See the fastball, the breaking pitch, mostly the cutter. And the off-speed, the change-up.
Now this is the most he's thrown in terms of pitch count since that start in San Francisco. 85 pitches, April the 14th. And toward the line in left field, and that's a fair ball and stays in play. Starling Marte doubles in 2 more. 7-1 Pirates. Marte on fire. 2-run double. Polanco and Harrison score.
He's just locked in. It doesn't matter if he's behind the count, ahead of the count. 0-2, 1-2, 2-2. That changeup sails inside. Marte does a good job staying back, staying inside. Well, you have to be wondering if he's kicking himself a bit for leaving Bergman in there. He had the righty ready. Marte makes it a 6-run lead.
Wow, what a series. What a series, what a run this guy's on. Marte parte time here. 7-1 Bucks. It's only the 4th inning. Starling Marte 3 for 3. And we saw Simon Castro on Monday face a couple of batters, gave up a broken bat single to Jordy Mercer. He faces Neil Walker, who has driven in 5 runs in his first 2 at bats. And he's got 2 ribbies available to him here with a base hit. A couple of stakes on the table. Most RBIs by a Pirate in a game here at Coors Field. Craig Wilson drove in 7, May 11, 2004. Walker the second most by a Pirate in the history of this ballpark. Second player this year who has driven in 5 or more runs in this ballpark. Yoenis Cespedes had a 7 RBI game earlier. Fourth time in his career he's driven in as many as 5. He's never driven in 6. "30-year-old Neil Walker had 76 RBIs last year. He's at 68 on the season currently.
We'll see if he gets anything to hit here. 3-1. First base is open. Let's see if he gets anything to add to that RBI total. Breaking ball, top of the zone.
Francisco Cervelli would be next. McCutchen and Marte the runners. Bucks with 2 in the first, 3 in the third, all 5 provided by Walker, but here in the fourth, a 2-run double by Marte. And Walker reaches via the free pass.
And no surprise. Being very careful with Neal.
Francisco Cervelli dribbled one right in front of the plate his first time up. Bounced to short in the third. Ball 1. Simon Castro signed after he was let go by the White Sox earlier. And now 2 balls, no strikes.
Break it wide open. Again, you always talk about this park and no lead being safe, but you hit a gapper here. I'd say the lead as safe as you can get, really. Got a good fastball to hit.
Talking to himself about it. Two and one with the bases juiced. 3-1. He'll take an easy RBI if Castro won't throw him a strike. Francisco Cervelli will be heading to the postseason for a 3rd time in his career. Went twice with the Yankees in 2009, 2010. And a full count. Tweet, Bucks Booth saw a statistic this morning. Yogi caught 117 double headers in his career. Amazing.
That is amazing.
117.
That is amazing.
Double headers. A couple of catchers there. Cervelli and Stewart. Strike 3 called on Cervelli. But the Pirates get 2 more thanks to the double by Starling Marte. They're up 6. in time with Sidney Crosby. Check out his inaugural season of Sidney Crosby Hockey School. Take a tour of his lakefront home, along with his favorite fishing spot, and hear how he's gearing up for the season. There's no place like home with Sidney Crosby tomorrow after Penguins postgame on Root Sports. No place like Coors Field for that man. Starling Marte. 3 for 3 tonight, and benefiting from all this offense is Charlie Morton. Justin Morneau. And he singles up the middle. Morneau struck out his first time. And he leads off the bottom of the fourth with a base hit. And now tweets about Starling Marte. His 3 for 3 night. And this series, in the last 4 games, let the playoff party begin. You really do have to kind of pinch yourself when you think of those years of losing. 20 consecutive years. We've been talking to some Rockies people the last couple of nights, John, about how they're saying, boy, this is really tough. We're in a tough stretch. We've lost like 5 straight years.
Yeah, I know.
People that cover the Rockies feel like 5 years has been long. There's a ground single to right again. Pool table-like surface. Shoots through there for DJ LeMahieu.
That's a good approach against that sinker, especially when you have a runner on. Shoot the ball the other way. Big hole over there. Watch this ball now snake. They have that design of the grass here where it's cut in 2 different directions. So as an outfielder, you're charging in. You got to be careful. That ball will go back and forth on you.
Nobody out, and Tom Murphy drops a bunt down. And a little pick there by Alvarez, but a bunt single for Tom Murphy, and they're loaded with nobody out.
Again, no lead is safe here. That's a heads-up play. They're going to play you back, and what a heck of a bunt by Murphy. Knew he didn't have to be perfect with it. Just get it down, get it fair. See where J-Hay was. Good 10-12 feet behind the bag.
Pirates are looking at it. Dave Joust, one of the coaches, on the phone with Kevin Roach. They're not going to challenge it. Bunt single for Tom Murphy. Brings up Daniel Descalzo. He had an infield single starting last inning. Wow, didn't get that call. Home plate umpire Vic Carapazza. And Cervelli's not happy with the home plate umpire after he was called out on strikes. He's really upset with Vic Carapazza now. Check swing foul. Veteran Daniel Descalzo. Cervelli still talking with Carapazza. Two-one count.
That's where you really want that ground ball at somebody. Double play ball would be nice.
Now it's 3-1.
Would not be nice.
No. Full count.
Charlie has been throwing the ball pretty good. Retired the first 6, got 4 punch outs. Since then, the last 9 batters, 6 of them singles. 6 singles on the last 9 batters. 3 of them didn't leave the infield.
Another foul. Morton started a game against these Rockies at PNC Park on August the 30th and didn't allow a hit through the first 3 innings before giving up 3 runs in the 4th. He went into the 6th inning, gave up a couple runs, ended up going 6, allowing 5 runs, 3 earned. Suffered the loss. Another foul.
95 miles per hour. Don't see that much from Charlie Morton. 95. Continues to pound that sinker in there.
Brandon Barnes, the on-deck batter. Eighth pitch of the at-bat coming. Walked him, forced in a run. 7-2. And no one out. And Ray Searage heads to the mound. Well, Morneau started the inning with a line single to center. LeMahieu a ground ball through the right side. Murphy the bunt hit. And now a bases loaded walk. Now Morton didn't get that first pitch called a strike. It should have been. Kind of set the tone, but Descalzo fought off some pitches, worked it full. Brandon Barnes retired on a fine play by Josh Harrison last inning. And it's to Harrison again, and he'll throw to the plate. And Cervelli looked like for a second he forgot about a force.
Yeah. And that's a good play by Jay. You know, might be thinking 5-run lead. Why are you going home? Well, you're only going to get 1 out with this. As Jay comes in to charge it, you know, he was too far in, I think, to go third to first. I think if it takes him to the bag, he goes third to first. He gets 2 outs. But being that he was only going to get 1, you might as well get the lead one. Keep that run off the board.
And Paulson will pinch hit for Simon Castro. Another pitch in the dirt, blocked by Cervelli.
Paulson sitting on the bench watching Charlie Morton throw so many sinkers, geared up for it. Got the curveball. Will help.
Bounced foul. Lefty hitters 2 for 7 tonight against Charlie Morton. on our tips to win. Still at third base. Tom Murphy on the block by Cervelli.
Picture perfect there for Cervelli, getting down, keeping that ball in front.
Got him looking. And Paulson called out on strikes as the pinch hitter.
Come off the bench, it's a tough job, and you go up there and you help the pitcher out by swinging a couple pitches out of the zone, and then get locked up with that two-seamer. Maybe getting a little help from the home plate umpire was Charlie Morton. That pitch borderline in.
Whoops. Almost hits Reyes.
That's a good stop. That almost gets by. Oh, I think that hit his shoe. I don't think he got glove on it. I think his shoe kept that ball from going to the backstop. Cervelli. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Did you think it hit glove?
I couldn't tell.
I think it got right. It was right under his shoe.
And bounce toward Alvarez. So Charlie Morton able to buckle down after forcing in a run with the walk, and it is 7-2.
Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Allegheny Health Network. Health for all. By Kenny Ross. Just ask a neighbor. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier of the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
7-2 Bucks on the UPMC scoreboard as we go to the top of the fifth inning at Coors Field in Denver. Christian Bergman started and gave up 7 runs on 10 hits. Simone Castro got the final out of the fourth. Charlie Morton giving up 1 run in the bottom of the fourth inning to make it a 7-2 ball game.
He did a good job of getting out of it.
He is due up third in this fifth against the lefty Christian Friedrich.
0-4, 537. Opponent's hitting .320.
Dan Hyatt, who is a master of the statistics and notes here at Coors Field in Denver, and our stage manager points out an unbelievable fact. The Rockies have used 30 pitchers this year. Only one has not either landed on the disabled list or spent some time in the minor leagues. Of the 30, one guy, and it's Christian Friedrich.
That's amazing.
talk about it every time we come to Denver. We talked about it first game of the series. These managers, be it Walt Weiss, Clint Hurdle, Jim Leyland, Don Baylor, you almost have to accept the fact that your pitching staff is going to, most years, have an ERA, if not at 5 or above, certainly hovering near it.
Tell you what, it'd be easy to want to go on the DL if you're a pitcher here. You know, if you're a little nagging injury here or there. I mean, this ballpark has to stress you out.
23 years of Rockies baseball, 5 times has the team ERA been under 4.50. And a base hit for Jordy Mercer that is headed toward the wall. Knocked down by the center fielder Barnes, so Mercer ends up with a double with 1 away. That ball started out, I thought Mercer had a chance for 3.
So did I. You know, again, quick infield, quick outfield. You know, and looked like it was going to split the 2 outfielders. And you see, center fielder Barnes does a good job of getting over there and stopping it.
That ball was way in the outfield, approaching the warning track. Jordy Mercer still probably not 100% with that knee. Morton would love to drive in his 2nd run of the year. Facing Christian Friedrich. The runner at 2nd and 1 away. 11 hits for the Pirates. And a ground ball to 3rd. 2 outs. Now Bucco's looking for you to help pack PNC Park, making a push for the division title. The last regular season homestand starts Monday. That showdown series against the St. Louis Cardinals. Get tickets with the Stretch Run Special for only $25. Includes $10 loaded value while supplies last. For tickets, go to pirates.com/stretch. Take advantage of that Stretch Run Special for only $25. Includes $10 of loaded value while supplies last. Pirates.com/stretch. 3 games for the Cardinals starting Monday night, and then the regular season concludes with a weekend series against the Reds.
Seen that very often from Gregory Polanco. He's kind of caught in between. Sometimes you get caught guessing. Can't stop yourself from swinging.
One ball, 1 strike with Mercer at 2nd. Polanco facing the lefty, Christian Friedrich. Polanco 1 for 3 against the righty starter, Christian Bergman. There's also a Christian Adames we saw start last night at shortstop for these Rockies. 2-1. Christian Friedrich, a 1st-round pick in 2008 out of Eastern Kentucky University. He and tomorrow's starter Jeff Locke become great friends. In fact, Friedrich came to PNC Park during the All-Star break and worked out with Locke. They were both in the Rookie Development League after the 2011 season. more of a program. They didn't, like other rookies, actually play in actual games. More of a service by Major League Baseball to help them get acclimated to big league surroundings and dealing with media. There's ball 4. First and second. And now Josh Harrison. Mentioned the Buccos and Reds meeting on Friday, October 2nd. First 20,000 fans get this Pirates t-shirt. Compliments of Service Link. Enjoy food, live entertainment, and the Line and Kugel Bar before the Friday night block party on Federal Street. Presented by Barrel Automotive. For tickets, go to pirates.com/free shirt Friday. That's Friday, October 2nd. A.J. Burnett modeling that t-shirt.
See J.A. coming up big here. He's still in this ballpark. It's middle of the game, 7-2. Add on.
Two for 3 tonight, Josh Harrison. And now Tom Murphy out to talk to Friedrich. Friedrich actually made 16 starts as a rookie in 2012 for the Rockies. A career ERA over 6. Evanston, Illinois. 6'4", 215 pounds. Christian Friedrich. Third pitcher tonight. And he's able to strike out Josh Harrison with 2 on. A couple of strikeouts for Friedrich. Pirates lead 7-2. Great shots from the Allegheny Health Network Supermo. Sounds of Cedar coming to Stage AE October the 11th. Pirates and Rockies, game 3 of 4. Finale tomorrow, then on to Wrigley. Cubs tonight trailing 3-1 in the 9th inning to the Brewers. Cardinals all over the Reds, 9-1 in the 7th. Corey Dickerson 1 for 2. He's bounced to second and singled to right. 0-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike the count on Dickerson. Charlie Morton. 1-2-3 first inning, and another 1-2-3 inning in the second. And a fly ball toward right center field. Well hit and gone. Corey Dickerson. Solo shot. 7 on the year. 7-3 game.
Sometimes pitchers make mistakes and they get away with them. Sometimes pitchers make good pitches and hitters hit them a long way. Look where that location is. That's a changeup. And he wanted it away. It goes down and in. You know what? It reminds me of his last start, Rizzo with the big home run. Pretty similar pitch.
Well, he watched that, John, in disbelief as it left the ballpark. There's a pop-up that's going to drop in for a hit. Cargo wasn't taking anything for granted. He had the wide turn at first. Another look.
Yeah, I mean, lefties, for whatever reason, like to go down, and that ball was off the end of the bat. That's super slow there. Super Mo by Allegheny Health Network was shows that changeup off the end of the bat. It's still a towering drive that gets into the Pirates bullpen. You're saying that thing went 434 feet. I mean, that pitch was almost in the dirt.
12th home run allowed by Morton. Cervelli out there with a long discussion, taking so long, in fact, that the home plate umpire will come out and break up the conversation. And for Morton, it was a couple of ground ball infield singles that provided the first run. And last inning, after Justin Morneau base hit to lead things off, there's a ground single to right, a bunt hit, and then the bases loaded walk. Morneau spent a lot of time on the disabled list this year, concussion issues. Originally placed on the DL middle of May. Was reinstated from the 60-day disabled list on the 4th of this month. And another line drive, base hit for Morneau.
Boy, he doesn't look to pull the ball very often. We've seen this series, Morneau taking breaking balls up the middle the other way. That's a fastball that's on the inner third of the plate. He pulls his hands inside. Pretty swing. Mercer, as soon as he turned around at third base, the ball was at his belt. And Marte fired it in, a perfect strike.
Looking as though the Pirates are going to get somebody up in the bullpen. Another bunt try by this time LeMahieu. It worked for Tom Murphy in the 4th. LeMahieu trying to bunt for a hit. Single to right field in the 4th. Bounced out his first time. One ball, 1 strike. And it is Joe Blanton that starts to get up in the bullpen. Starts to loosen. Two and one on LeMahieu. LeMahieu with 2 hits and 10 at-bats in the series. And 4 hits and 20 at-bats in the season series. Pirates took 2 of 3 for the Rockies at PNC Park at the end of August. Chopper. And they're just going to get one out of this. Mercer to Alvarez.
And, unfortunate. Charlie came right at him, challenged him with that sinker. Got the weak contact there. You kind of needed a little more firm contact because now 2 runners in scoring position. Base hit makes it a 2-run game.
Infield is back. Tom Murphy, University of Buffalo product. Rookie. You see the scoreboard. Cardinals pounding the Reds 9-1, while the Brewers lead the Cubs 3-1 in the 9th.
I can't imagine there being many big leaguers from the University of Buffalo.
About a handful over the years. Most recently, Steve Geltz, who's currently with the Tampa Bay Rays, and a Buffalo native, Joe Hesketh, spent a lot of years with the Expos and Red Sox in the 80s and 90s. But yeah, rare. Somebody out of the University of Buffalo. 3rd rounder 3 years ago. A fly ball to left. Marte back. Approaching the wall. 3-run homer. 7-6. Murphy's 2nd of the series. No lead is safe. 7-6.
Both his homers, 3-run homers, and Charlie Morton has one of the hardest curveballs in baseball to hit. And the league hits just 125 against it, but this one stays inside. And man, how does he keep it in? How does he? I mean, most hitters are going to yank that ball foul, and he somehow not only keeps it fair but drives it in the left center field. And that's a hard thing to do right there, to be able to hit that ball in the left center that deep. And obviously missing with the location, elevated in.
And for the 2nd straight start, Charlie Morton will not get out of the 5th inning. 7-6.
Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
7-6 ball game. Charlie Morton looked again tremendous through 6 batters, and even into the 3rd inning. We've mentioned that a couple of infield hits. Daniel Descalso, even the pitcher, Christian Bergman, and ground out brought in the first run. But then some trouble in the 4th. A hard hit ball by Justin Morneau, and after the bunt hit and a ground single, a bases loaded walk. And moments ago, Tom Murphy, 3-run homer after Corey Dickerson led off the bottom of the 5th with a solo shot. Joe Blanton.
Good work from Joe Blanton. 33 punch outs, 27 innings, ERA, and even 2. Now Murphy has some power too. You know, watching him in batting practice today, he hit one way out in the center field towards the batter's eyes, over pine trees.
And bounced by Descalso to Walker.
Hesitate to say, hey, we need to see more of those, more ground balls.
Yeah.
Because ground balls.
Yeah, they shoot through.
Fly through. More ground balls at people.
You don't know what to root for here.
Yeah.
You know, you think, well, okay, how about some fly balls? Well, then they can go out. The ground balls shoot through the infield. Blanton has pitched 3 times now in this ballpark, but it's been over 3 years since he made an appearance here as a member of the Dodgers. Blanton started against these Rockies at Coors Field back the end of August 2012. Went 7 1/3 innings, 3 runs. Also pitched a game here as a member of the Phillies back in 2010. That ball hit well to center, but lined at Andrew McCutchen. Joe Blanton, a quick couple outs. It's a new ball game, 7-6. In center field, moving from left, Brandon Barnes lines out as he does. He limps toward first base. Walt Weiss quickly out. Brandon Barnes leaves the ball game.
Hard
Who
to
knows?
say.
Hamstring, calf, who knows what that was.
You never know. He knows something's not good right away, that's for sure.
So Kyle Parker takes over in left.
He's smart, though. Go right to the training room. You can treat it faster that way.
Andrew McCutchen faces Justin Miller.
Hard throwing right-hander. 29th appearance, 3.54 ERA. Just a 165 batting average against.
Miller got Andrew McCutchen to bounce back to the mound sharply in the 8th inning last night. And struck out Neil Walker, the two batters he faced in last night's ball game. Pirates looked like they were off to the races with the 2 in the first, 3 in the third. A Neil Walker home run in that 3rd inning. 3-run shot, 2-run single in the first, and then the Marte double in the 4th. But it is Coors Field.
And, there always are, it seems, plenty of opportunities. And you always want that big blow, that big knockout punch. And then the Pirates had left the bases loaded in that 4th. Left a couple on in the 5th.
Joe Blanton got the last 2 outs quickly. Descalso bounced out. Barnes lined out. McCutchen on base twice. Singled and walked. 3-2 count. Miller able to strike him out.
Pretty rare to get Andrew McCutchen to chase. A lot of pitchers try to do it and throw a breaking ball and fastball counts, but more times than not, Andrew just take it, and draw another walk, but that time didn't pick up the spin. Ends up chasing a rare chase of a pitch out of the zone.
Miller signed to a minor league contract over the winter. Pitched briefly with the Tigers last year. Marte was 3 for 3 against the starter, Christian Bergman. Singled, stole second in the 1st inning and scored on the Walker hit. Broken bat single in the 3rd, just before the Walker homer. And then a 2-run double in the 4th. Last batter Bergman faced. A couple of strikes on him. Cardinals and the Bucks. Showdown series Monday night at PNC Park. First of 3. Hope you're doing more than just talking about attending the games. You get online, go to pirates.com, get your tickets. Oh, 0-2 on Marte. It's a final. The Brewers beat the Cubs 4-1. So a win tonight for the Pirates, and their lead for the first wild card would increase to 3. The Cubs are off tomorrow. The Cardinals will continue their series. Which is in the dirt. Actually, the Cardinals take on the Brewers in the first of a 4-game series starting tomorrow. The Brewers beat the Cubs at Wrigley tonight. But the Reds no help.
No. Brewers a little help though.
And in the air to center. 2 outs. John Elway is here, taking in this ball game. A legend, of course. Then drafted as a baseball player out of Stanford himself.
Right. So
Drafted by the Yankees.
Walker trying to take advantage of all that room on the left side. Now hit a homer.
John Elway, now VP and in charge of football operations for the Broncos. Drafted by the Yankees. Drafted 6 spots ahead of Tony Gwynn. Wow. How about that? 52nd overall pick in 1981.
Who was the quarterback that got drafted by, I think, the Colts and refused to go to the Colts? Kind of forced a trade. Was it John Elway?
Yeah, I think so, actually, yeah. Because they drafted him, the Colts drafted him first overall. And 2 on Walker, 5 RBIs for him.
The Baltimore Colts back then.
Yes, yeah. Two and 2. Did you know that Elway debuted for the Broncos in 1983 against the Steelers at Three River Stadium?
I did not know
about that. First sack of his career against Jack Lambert. Bounced towards short. Reyes. And the bullpen for these Rockies doing a pretty good job. Pirates lead by 1.
Clint Hurdle has on this Pirates team, and they voted last night to not stay and watch the conclusion of the Giants game. And Walker earlier today discussed the reason why.
We feel like we're in a different place here as a team, even from last year to this point and 2 years ago. Obviously, we feel like we've reached this first accomplishment, which is making the playoffs. But at the same time, we know there's a lot of work ahead of us. We still feel like the Cardinals are in our grasp, and obviously we're going to celebrate how we feel accordingly, but we feel like we're just in a different place, I think.
Now here's what we do know about the Pirates and their post-game plans for tonight. Should they come away with a win, they're going to have a 20-minute private meeting, little private celebration, and we're going to go in there. We'll be able to do our normal amount of interviews. We don't know what the celebration, how loud or quiet it may or may not be, Greg and John, but we do know this. You're going to take some time to celebrate it personally. Who knows after that, but I do know this. Stick with us. We've got you covered here on Root Sports until every guy leaves that clubhouse tonight.
There's a broken bat roller. Christian Adames, the pinch hitter, rounds out to Neil Walker. Robbie just talking about the decision last night not to stick around. But they will celebrate. And why not? I mean, that debate has been talked about for years, but recently with the Pirates, where people say, well, why would you celebrate just going to the postseason? Well, each step of the way, you should celebrate. And as Clint Hurdle said, there are 20 teams that aren't going to the postseason. Pirates are one of 10, going for a third straight year, and you should celebrate those accomplishments. But with, as Robbie said, in mind, the idea that there is more to achieve. Jose Reyes talking about Neil Walker, and we were discussing the fact that the Pirates can clinch for a third straight year a postseason berth on this very day, September 23rd. And the fact that there are 14 players currently on the team that were part of the playoff run each of those 3 years, but only 3 Pirate players started in those games against the Cubs in 2013, against the Braves last year. They were in the starting lineup: Andrew McCutchen, Neil Walker, and Jordy Mercer. Blanton, 4 up and 4 down, just what the Pirates needed.
Yeah, he's been doing it ever since putting on the Bucco uniform. Change of speeds, throwing strikes.
Corey Dickerson got the 5th inning going with a home run. Mark Melanson, also part of that player council. And approaching 50 saves this year. That's hit on the line, and Polanco tracks it down. Blanton retires the side in order. Going to the 7th inning. Look for more runs. Check out our Nissan Road Ahead. Jeff Locke against Chad Bettis tomorrow. Coverage begins at 2:30. Locke 8-11, Bettis 8-5. Locke will be looking for his first career victory against the Rockies in his 4th career start. And lefties usually do pretty well against these Colorado Rockies. The Rockies are now 9-29 this season when the opponent starts a lefty. Francisco Cervelli 0 for 3, faces lefty Rex Brothers.
Brothers with good numbers. Just 6 2/3 innings. 2.70 ERA, 2.17 opponent average.
The one-time closer, the future closer, who has been really good at times, like he was a couple of years ago, and not so good last year, and inconsistent again this year. Rex Brothers. Walt Weiss, he's got 13 relievers available, and he goes to them often. Brothers, the 4th reliever tonight. Boy, you don't see Cervelli have 4 bad at bats in one game, but you'd have to say those are 4 he'd prefer to forget.
Yeah, well, strikeout look, strikeout swing, a little tapper right in front of the plate. Don't see him chase very often, especially balls in the dirt. Every now and again, a righty throw a breaking ball down and away from him, be out in front, but
Alvarez 0 for 3. Matt Hurdle deciding to go with Alvarez another at bat, despite the fact that he's facing a left-hander. But since July the 11th, he's actually hit lefties better than he has righties.
I think sometimes, you know, guys throw, especially lefties, throw Pedro a lot of breaking balls. As you see there, 281 against lefties. I think it helps guys stay back because you know you're going to get that breaking ball that's running away from you.
John, he's 12 for 27 against lefties since July 11th, 444 average. Not counting his strikeout of in the 5th against Christian Friedrich. You wonder what goes through the manager's mind when you know Alvarez will be lifted for defensive purposes after this at bat. So why let him face a lefty? In this case, Rex Brothers. Again, those numbers. But Brothers gets him. Alvarez was 3 for 6 against Brothers with a home run before that strikeout.
No surprise, 3-2 breaking ball. Down out of the zone. Pedro looking fastball, didn't pick up spin.
And now Jordy Mercer, who has 7 hits in the series in a dozen at bats, including his double in the 5th.
Fastball you see there at 94 for the most part. He just throws it to show. Doesn't throw it for a strike. And comes back with a slider. With a 2-0 here.
And he has himself another hit.
Kind of forced to throw the fastball when you fall behind 2-0. And now all of a sudden Jordy Mercer And again, a slow start to this 2015 season. Now you look, he's over 250.
And again, 8 hits in this series. 13 at bats. Here's Michael Morse to pinch hit for Blanton. And this has become a tradition. The pitching coach goes out to give a scouting report. Steve Foster. Joaquin Soria will pitch the bottom of the 7th. Tony Watson was given last night off, so he'll be available for the 8th. And what Clint Hurdle likes to do, go with Soria, Watson, Melanson, 7, 8, 9. Those numbers for Michael Morse combined with the Marlins and Bucks. He's hitting .315 and 54 at bats with Pittsburgh.
He's been really good as a pinch hitter for the Bucks. Eight for 19, 421.
In the hole 0-2. Tony Watson had worked 3 straight games coming into yesterday's action, so Clint Hurdle holding by his rule. His format is that no reliever pitches more than 3 straight games. In fact, rarely do they pitch 3 in a row anyway, but certainly not going to go 4 straight. So essentially Joaquin Soria acted as the 8th inning man last night. And Brooks Brothers strikes out the side. 7th inning stretch, Pirates lead by 1. T-Mobile fan photo of the game. This is an interesting one. Someone with baseballs signed by each of the starters tonight. Wirt and Barbell. Those baseballs signed by those in the starting lineup.
Nice.
Hashtag Pit Data Strong fan, our T-Mobile strong fan of the game. Andrew McCutchen, of course, in center field. McCutchen on base twice. Sean Rodriguez takes over at first base. And it's Joaquin Soria.
Soria. looking for another hold. 25th appearance, 2.49 ERA, 22 punch-outs, pretty much one per inning.
Weekly hit. Walker going to have to hurry, and he does. Gets Carlos Gonzalez on the bouncer.
Just like another good pitch from Soria, weak contact. Neil Walker knowing he has to hurry, coming in. Nice little play on the run.
Justin Morneau, 2 hits against Charlie Morton. Morton did not qualify for the win. He went just 4 1/3. Joe Blanton, 1 2/3 perfect innings of relief. Joaquin Soria delivers in a strike on the appeal, 0-2 on Morneau. Soria, the former Tigers closer. Did you see what the Tigers decided to do yesterday with Bruce Rondon, who took over as closer when Soria was traded to the Pirates?
I did.
Sent him home. Brad Ausmus, the manager, the GM, Alavila, concerned about Rondon's lack of maturity and professionalism. Talked about his effort level. They sent him home for the rest of the season. Morneau chops it toward short. Mercer gets Morneau. What a nice play.
2 weekly hit balls, and middle infielders have to be on their toes and make a couple of throws on the run. A little tapper by Morneau. Mercer knew he had some time. But so comfortable with that throw on the run is Jordy Mercer. Such an accurate arm.
DJ LeMahieu had 1 hit in 3 at-bats against Morton. A couple of their starters not able to go tonight. Their third baseman, Gold Glover, and National League RBI leader Nolan Arenado banged his head against the dirt diving for a ball yesterday. Walt Weiss did not seem a bit concerned that he wasn't going to be just fine in a day or so. This ball dribbled, fair ball. And 1, 2, 3 for Joaquin Soria.
Nicely done.
7-6 ball game. The Pirates lead the Colorado Rockies. Getting ready. 6 more outs. We've seen that before. Mr. Rogers in there talking about hoisting the colors. We check out the new pitcher, Boone Logan.
Boone Logan, just 33 in the 3rd innings of work and 56 appearances. Probably, my guess, just going to face Polanco. With 3 righties due up after Gregory.
3 1/3 scoreless innings tonight for the bullpen. 5 scoreless last night for the Colorado Rockies relievers. And really, Brooks Brown, who gave up 3 runs in the 9th inning on Monday, kind of tough luck to take that inning away. Simone Castro gave up 1 run in relief. John Gray went 4 2/3 opening this series. That was a very vocal, excited band of Bucco fans.
Yeah, they want more offense. They want more of a cushion than just the 1-run lead.
Polanco bounced out last night. Daniel Descalso made a nice play to rob him of a hit against Boone Logan. Three balls, no strikes. Cardinals were 10-2 winners over the Reds. Milwaukee beat Chicago 4-1. So a win tonight for the Pirates not only clinches a playoff berth, they move 3 up on the Cubs. For the top wild card spot, they stay 4 back of the Cardinals in the Central. That series at PNC Park starts Monday night. 3 games with St. Louis starting Monday night. All 3 games, 7:05 starts as Polanco puts a charge into one against the lefty, sending the center fielder Dickerson back to make a fine grab. Corey Dickerson, who started this game and left.
Yeah, I thought that was going to go. I thought that ball was struck extremely well. Maybe not enough height, but the way the ball's been carrying here this week, just enough room.
Corey Dickerson filling in for Brandon Barnes, who was a late addition to the lineup when Charlie Blackmon was scratched with a stiff neck. Barnes left with a mild left hamstring strain. Yeah, looking at some more strength. And we have a pitching change. Out 8th inning here at Coors Field in Denver. And Jairo Diaz takes over now.
16th appearance, 13 in the third, and 1.35 ERA.
Josh Harrison, a couple of hits and 4 at-bats. Jairo Diaz pitched the 9th inning last night. Gave up a couple of hits. Another rookie reliever.
Another hard thrower. Mid-upper 90s fastball. Well, there you see one at 97. You know, I said that earlier about when Miller came in. I said another hard thrower. He was only throwing 94, and I was wondering, is that considered a hard thrower now?
Don't know anymore, right?
94.
Bar set awfully high. Almost every reliever you see anymore. Down on strikes goes Harrison for a 3rd time to go along with 2 hits. The Pirates striking out a bunch against these relievers. Eight strikeouts by Pirate batters since Bergman left in the 4th inning.
A bunch of breaking balls. You know, Brothers with 3 punch outs, all on sliders. Diaz gets Harrison on the slider.
Jairo Diaz, 6th reliever.
Fastball at 98, good location. You know, there's nothing many hitters can do about that pitch. I mean, that's perfect. Knee high, outside corner.
99. Two and 2 on Andrew McCutchen. McCutchen struck out on a 3-2 pitch in the 6th inning. A ball in the dirt. Let off that frame against Justin Miller. And it's now 3 and 2 with 2 outs. Nobody on here in the 8th. Stays 3 and 2.
Andrew McCutchen, it's facing a guy throwing 98, 99 miles an hour, and you have to face a 3-2 breaking ball.
Draws the walk. Well, the rookie walks Andrew McCutchen with 2 outs. And it brings up Starling Marte. Marte's already had a big night with 3 hits. 2-run double in the 4th. He scored a pair of runs, has stolen his 29th base of the year.
Questionable call there. Marte didn't like it, thought it was down. Very bottom of the zone.
And bounce to third. Descalzo On to first. And the Pirates leave another base runner. Head to the bottom of the 8th inning. That lead is still 1. Field. Keep up with the pennant races in true HD quality on MLB.TV Premium. It's the #1 live streaming sports service. And college students can enjoy a back-to-school offer with 35% off discount. Authentication required. Blackouts and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV. Here is Tony Watson.
73rd appearance, 4-1, 2.05 ERA. Tony Watson, opponents hitting 201, 59 punch-outs.
Pitched a scoreless 8th inning on Monday. Pirates won that game 9-3, but the game was still in the balance in the 8th. It was a 6-3 ball game. And Tom Murphy, who had a 3-run homer, his last at bat in the 5th inning off of Charlie Morton. He is 2 for 3. And 2 3-run homers in the series.
Quickly ahead, 0-2.
Grounded to the shortstop, Mercer. One out. The bullpen for the Pirates so far has been perfect. Blanton, Soria, now Watson. Blanton got each of the 5 batters he faced. Soria, 1, 2, 3, 7. Now Watson to face Daniel Descalzo.
Yeah, I guess they don't want to go to Arenado at all.
They've got, I guess, nobody left. The other, the backup catcher, Garneau. Charlie Blackmon scratched with a stiff neck. He was in the starting lineup until about half hour before first pitch. Stabbed by Watson. Little Olay action for him. Descalzo. Disgusted, 2 outs. You don't see any reaction from Watson.
No.
Ever. That's about the most you'll get out of him. That wry smile there.
Yep, and in a pretty good position to field after he releases the ball, and that ball pretty much came right to his glove. So nice little play there.
Kyle Parker pops up.
How about the Pirates bullpen?
Mercer. Bullpen perfect so far. A 6-pitch bottom of the 8th inning for Tony Watson. Series from Coors Field tomorrow. I mentioned earlier that Jeff Locke takes the mound for the Buccos. Join us for some matinee baseball action starting at 2:30 with Pirates pregame presented by WB Mason on Root Sports. Coors Field in Denver. Pirates took 2 of 3 in Los Angeles the last 2 games against the Dodgers. And Jeff Locke will pitch tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be talking about trying to extend the winning streak, which currently stands at 4. Travis Ishikawa by the bat rack. By Francisco Cervelli. Cervelli will be following Neil Walker, and it's John Axford.
Yeah, Axford, closer for the Rockies. Obviously not a save opportunity. 56th appearance, 4-5 the record, 3.86 the ERA.
John Axford, who spent a little bit of time with the Bucks, and that Buccaneer wanting to see Pirates clinch. Neil Walker with 5 RBIs in his first 2 times to the plate.
Axford could still get it up there. Veteran, 97 mile per hour fastball.
John Axford, we talked earlier when the Rockies were at PNC Park about that situation with his young son, spring training, bitten by a rattlesnake out in Arizona, and life-threatening situation. And Axford had to leave the team for some time, a couple of different stints away from the club. Two and 1 the count. Two and 2 on Neil Walker.
Can't imagine how scary that would be. Bad enough getting, as an adult getting bit by a rattlesnake,
right,
but having a child.
Oh. Axford with the Pirates last year. Three and 2. Francisco Cervelli to follow.
Neal can get on here. Add another run or two.
High chopper. Axford. Close but late. And Neil Walker with a 3-hit game and on base 4 times.
Gustin has had to hit the plate as high as this ball went up. Yep, right off the point of the plate. Oxford did all he could.
Here's Francisco Cervelli looking to finish strong. 0 for 4, a couple of ground outs, a couple of strikeouts tonight. Mark Melanson. Will this be the night that the Pirates not only clinch, but Mark Melanson earns his 50th save of the season in Denver, of course, where he grew up. Well, this crowd, the Rockies fans have been quieted by Pirates fans over the last few innings. Have started "Let's Go Bucks" chants. Travis Snyder on deck. Pinch hit for Watson. There they go again. Yeah.
They're all over the place, scattered throughout the entire ballpark.
And Francisco Cervelli gets a base hit. And first and second with no one out.
See it very often. Francisco Cervelli not having a good day at the plate. An 0 for 5 would have been a shocker. But as he does so well, professional bat after professional at bat. And we'll see if Travis Snyder will be swinging away or sacrificing the runners up.
He bats for Tony Watson. Ball one, this bullpen. We talked about last inning how well it's done for the Rockies. 4 1/3 innings of scoreless ball from the bullpen tonight. 5 innings of the Rockies bullpen scoreless last night. With Axford, Rockies closer, in some trouble. Teams that score 7 or more runs at Coors Field this season are 27-2 against the Rockies. The Pirates scored their 7 in the first 4 innings. One ball, one strike.
Fold there. A big curveball from John Axford. He was just guessing dead red fastball there was Travis Snyder.
He's 1 for 6 as a pinch hitter. Two balls and a strike on Travis Snyder. He was part of the Pirates celebration last year and back in 2013 in Atlanta. Didn't figure to be here when he was traded over the winter to Baltimore. The Orioles let him go, and he signed a minor league deal with the Pirates and brought up with a stretch run, a chopper, and dropped by the second baseman. But LeMahieu is going to get an out anyway. He tosses to Reyes. It's first and third, one away.
They got a tough little in-between hop. Good job of staying with it. The risky little glove flip. He was back to second base. No slide from Cervelli. Hard to tell, though, if he slides, if he can beat that or not.
Keon Broxton, who's tried to run twice in this series since he was called up, and he's 1 for 2 in the stolen base department. Cervelli trying to explain to Clint Hurdle what he was doing there. Keon Broxton pinch running for Snyder, looking for insurance. Jordy Mercer trying to get Walker home. Jordy Mercer was hitting 185 in the month of September coming into this series. 10 hits and 54 at bats. And then the Coors Field effect. This series, he's hitting .615, 8 for 13. So he has almost as many hits in 3 games in this series that he did the entire month.
It's amazing.
What can Coors Field do for you? 14 hits for the Pirates, 3 of them from Mercer tonight. Infield a double play, Deb. (2-0). You figure Broxton's going to be going?
Yeah, you'd think. I mean, unless they put they took the green light off of him. And one thing in this situation, a first and third situation, one thing you don't want to happen is to get thrown out, making out on the bases to where you eliminate the sacrifice fly possibility. But then you might want to send them to stay out of a double play.
And it's 3-0. Sean Rodriguez will be looking for his first at bat. Came on defensively for Pedro Alvarez.
The way Mercer's been swinging the bat, I would not be surprised to see him with the green light here.
Didn't get a pitch. And they're loaded now. Remember to stay with us. We'll get into that clubhouse after the Pirates have their private celebration. Robbie Inzmakowski, Rob King will be with those players in the clubhouse, and Clint Hurdle to talk about going back to the postseason for a third straight year. But work to be done. And Steve Foster, again, the pitching coach, goes out to talk with John Axford. A lot of action in Major League Baseball. A busy Wednesday, and most of the game's finals, including the Angels beating the Astros 6-5. It's getting interesting in the American League. as the Angels beat Houston, so they're a game and a half back for that second wild card, and the Twins were winners over Cleveland, so Minnesota just a game back of Houston.
Boy, they got to be feeling the pressure down there. I mean, they were like the big story all year long. Now really stumbling down the stretch.
Toronto shut out the Yankees. Russell Martin, a 3-run homer for Toronto, and they just about wrap up the American League East with that. They dropped the Yankees 3.5 back. Rodriguez with the bases loaded. Rodriguez reached on an error in the 9th inning last night. Hit actually a double play ball, but the relay to the first baseman was dropped.
That velocity does Axford, 97, 98 miles per hour, and starts Rodriguez off with a slider and then a curveball.
32 years old, John Axford, former closer with the Brewers. 2 strikes on Rodriguez. And a fly ball to left, hit deep toward the wall. It's going to drop off the wall. This is going to score 1, going to score 2. Sofield's got the windmill. It's a 3-run double for Serpico. Bucco fans love it in the 9th.
What a huge hit. 0-2 pitch, bases loaded here, 1 out. Axford looking for the strikeout, and what's he do? Hangs a breaking ball, and Sean Rodriguez just missing a grand slam. Here's the pitch.
Double.
Look where the pitch is. That's an 0-2 pitch. Boy, oh boy. And how close? Pretty close.
Well, that ball hit hard away from Parker, the left fielder. And Dickerson there. Walker. Broxton. Mercer. Broxton was right on Mercer's tail there. Another look at the Sean Rodriguez 3-run double. The Pirates take a 10-6 lead. And Walt Weiss will make that slow walk out to the mound again. 10-6 Pirates. On a night they look to clinch. Pirates won 6-3 on 11 hits last night, 9-3 on Monday, collecting 15 hits. The offense loves Coors Field in Denver.
Yes, hate to leave. Come in here and They get to face a bunch of different pitchers. Jason Gurka, 7th appearance, 7.94 ERA.
Well, he's used all of his lefties tonight. As Walt Weiss. Gregory Polanco with his 6th plate appearance.
Didn't seem like that call. Thought it was in.
Well, it's a 10-6 ball game. It'd be interesting if it goes to the bottom of the 9th with this score. Clint Hurdle probably will still use Melanson, even though it won't be a save situation. But if they get another run, Melanson can sit down as Gregory Polanco delivers. Right up the middle to bring home Rodriguez. 11-6. Oh, Polanco down on the ground, and he looks like he's in pain. Looked like he was upset when he slammed the helmet down that he might have gotten hurt. We'll see if we can find out anything here on the replay. Ooh.
Yeah, just hopefully he's not hurt and just maybe a little embarrassed. As turning that single into a double.
See what happens here. Twist to the ankle, both ankles. Allegheny Health Network Super Mo.
Yeah, that could have ended horribly.
Yeah.
That could have been a disaster. Hard to tell if you're just rethinking whether or not to slide or what.
Two on Harrison. Book closed on Axford. He gives up 4 runs. Pirates now with 16 hits. 31 doubles for Polanco on the year. Approaching the top 10 in that department. Harrison, a line drive base hit into right center field. Polanco will score.
He doesn't look so
No,
good.
he doesn't. He's hurting. In fact, he hobbles to the plate. Gregory Polanco is in some pain. Harrison, the RBI, makes it 12-6.
His left leg.
You know, we are sometimes critical of players who make a bigger deal out of some injuries than they should, perhaps. But I think in that case, I'm a little bit surprised that Polanco didn't kind of call timeout and maybe have Todd Thompson come out and check on him and then talk to Clint Hurdle, because now with the big lead, if you have any pain like that in your ankle, it's something you can aggravate right away, and it looked like he did.
Yeah.
How smart that is. Trying to stay in the ball game. You appreciate that, but you'd almost prefer he communicate maybe better to his manager. Let's hope that that is not serious. Andrew McCutchen on base 3 times, a couple of walks, base hit. The Pirates turn this one into a laugher. Archimedes Caminero going to look for the 3 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Well, McCutchen walk for a 3rd time in this game. He does, and that's 8 free passes in this 3-game series. And the 9th man to hit will be Starling Marte. And another trip to the mound for Steve Foster.
Yep.
This would be really a difficult thing to watch every game.
Oh, I know. This would be very difficult to watch. Not drawing very many fans. Not, obviously it's a team that has struggled.
I mean, this is kind of typical Coors Field, especially pre-humidor days. Apparently they still have the humidor working, but my goodness, these games. The first game went 3 hours 25 minutes. Last night 3 hours 22 minutes. Nolan Arenado out this entire game.
Yeah, not even in uniform. Unless he has a jersey on underneath that.
Walt Weiss, as we mentioned earlier, said that he's not really concerned. He's going to be fine, he said, talking about Arenado. Whether Walt Weiss is going to be fine, another story. Will he be here next year? All kinds of speculation about Walt Weiss in his 3rd season. And Clint Hurdle hopefully will get good news about Gregory Polanco. Marte 3 for 5 in this ball game. Issue something in his eye, and Clint Hurdle going to come out with Ben Potenziano. Saline solution.
Yeah, it looks like he lost the contact.
Looks like Ben got the contact back in there. All right. And ready.
I'll hit a homer.
Yeah, he wants every at bat. I didn't want to come out of this one with a contact issue. He's 3 for 5 and 9 hits in the series. One ball, one strike on Marte. 2-run double in the 4th. At the time, the Pirates led 7-1 after that double, but the Rockies a run in the 4th and 4 in the 5th made it a 1-run game until this 5-run top of the 9th inning. Charlie Morton went 4 1/3, gave up 6 runs on 10 hits. Joe Blanton is going to end up with the win. He'll go 4-0 as a Bucko. Now on strikes goes Marte, and I wonder, this is maybe for another time, another day, about whether the Pirates will discuss anything regarding Blanton. I mean, if those games are important, we approach postseason, do you consider Blanton in one of those games? We'll see.
You mean as a
starter?
As a starter?
Yeah. Like I said, for another time. Right now, the Pirates want to put a lid on this one and go into that clubhouse and start their celebration. But still with the sights set on the Cardinals. Neil Walker, for the 4th time in his career, has a 5 RBI night. And he has a chance for a career high. Three and 0. Charlie Morton. Again, 4 1/3. Then Blanton, Soria, and Watson followed. And Morton looked so good first couple of innings. Not the best luck in the world. Those ground balls that went for hits. Still working on that right eye, Starling Marte. Walker, base hit into left field. He is going to have a career high. 6 runs batted in for Neil Walker.
Boy, oh boy. That is a great day.
That's a good week.
Wow.
5 official at bats, 6 RBIs.
Yeah, you get into those counts. Not a bad pitch, a 3-1 count, but again, a ground ball scooting through this quick infield. Jay Hay scores easily.
4 hits, 6 RBIs, and career high. And the hug, infield instructor and first base coach Nick Leyva. What a night for Neil Walker. Part of this 18-hit attack, and now a 7-run lead. Keon Broxton is hoping for his first big league at bat on deck. Walker, 2-run hit in the first, the 3-run homer in the 3rd inning. Caps it off with the RBI here in the 9th. And he started this inning with the infield single.
Broxton up there. Cervelli, find your way on.
And he will. And Sofield going to put the stop sign on. Cervelli just gets the hit. It's a situation where the third base coach has to be professional as he can about it. McCutcheon would have scored easily.
Nice looking swing. We were talking about Cervelli with a rough couple of bats earlier in this ball game, and now you look, 2 more knocks.
So Keon Broxton comes to the plate with the bases loaded. His first major league at bat. See the numbers combined with AA Altoona, AAA Indy.
It's a good spot to get your first big league at bat.
Yeah.
Nerve shouldn't be all that great. You know, it's game out of hand.
He's already scored 2 runs as a big leaguer, including earlier in this ninth inning. Broxton pinch ran for Snyder and scored on the Sean Rodriguez double. One and two. Pirates acquired Broxton just before last season from the Arizona Diamondbacks. Outstanding athlete who was a pitcher in high school. He was a freshman when Andrew McCutchen was a senior down at Fort Meade near Lakeland. He says McCutchen abused him, hit a home run off of him, but yet he hasn't mentioned anything to Andrew yet about those high school days. Now he's trying to drive in McCutchen. Trying to pick up his first big league hit. A 1-2 count. A strikeout for Gurka. And a big inning for the Pirates. 6 runs. 13-6. Pirates' magic number to clinch a playoff spot for a third straight year is 1, but you could probably put a 3 up there. 3 outs.
That's it.
3 outs to get. And Clint Hurdle will lead the Pirates into the postseason for a third straight year. They clinched on this day in 2013 at Wrigley Field, last year at Turner Field in Atlanta, and they will do it Coors Field in Denver tonight. Keon Broxton stays in the ball game to play right field for the injured Gregory Polanco. And Archimedes Caminero will look for the final 3 outs.
Finish it up. 68 appearances, 4-1, 3.58. The ERA. Just come in there, throw some strikes. Put a quick end to this one.
Don't forget to stay with us. We'll carry you through the clubhouse right after they have their private celebration. They'll still be talking to both Robbie Makowski and Rob King. Rafael Inoa pinch hitting. Switch hitter. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 3 outs to get. Previous 2 years, the game in the balance. Last year in Atlanta, the year before that in Chicago, Neil Walker with a 6 RBI night. And the game was close up until the 6-run top of the 9th inning. Neil Walker capped off his night with an RBI single. 4 for 5 and on base 5 times. Oh, that gets Cervelli. Boy, they're run out of trainers here.
Didn't look like it got any equipment somewhere in the left shoulder. Little left bicep, ouch.
Ben Potenziano checking on Francisco Cervelli.
It's like, you know, when you were a kid, punch your buddy in the arm. Times 10.
Yeah. Another look. .100 miles an hour. Chris Stewart. One of the few players that has not seen action in this ball game. Two and two the count. Caminero, after the Pirates scored all those runs, Mark Melancon sat down. Caminero facing the pinch hitter Inoa. And hit well the other way. And off the fence for a double.
All right, not a very big guy. Hit that ball about 385 feet. Okay, and there you see all those pitches up in the zone. This one pretty much down the middle. And I don't care how well the ball carries. I mean, that's a pretty good poke the opposite way.
Inoa doubles off Caminero to start the bottom of the ninth. Jose Reyes 0 for 4, picked up an RBI in the 3rd inning, scored the first run for the Rockies. Daniel Descalso had reached on an infield hit. One of the 6 off of Charlie Morton. And bounce to Walker. There's one. One away in the bottom of the 9th. And now Corey Dickerson, who homered in the 5th inning. Morton, Blanton, Soria, Watson, and Caminero. Well, the Pirates offense took off. Clint Hurdle's Pirates, led by, we told you, Neil Walker, 4 for 5 and on base 5 times, 6 RBI. Starling Marte, 3 hits, 3-hit night for Josh Harrison. Jordy Mercer, 3 more hits, on base 4 times. Fingers crossed that Polanco's ankle injury isn't too serious. Didn't look good as he was limping home.
You would almost think it's going to require at least a day off, especially with the day game. Quick turnaround tomorrow.
Keon Broxton in right field, his first defensive action.
That's going to be pretty cool for him. Not only getting his first at bat, first defensive action, and be on the field during a clinching game.
Yeah, just got called up to the big leagues on Monday after AAA Indianapolis finished its season. It will be a new experience for Keon Broxton and a handful of other Pirates players. There's 100. Caminero, for example, will celebrate in the clubhouse. It's his rookie year. His battery mate, Francisco Cervelli, has been on 2 playoff teams in the past. And Broxton is going to have to do some defensive work right away. On the double by Dickerson, he has 3 hits. 7 runs in for the Rockies tonight.
Caminero finally came off the fastball. I think threw a split, but left it in the inner half of the plate. As long as you're throwing strikes, just keep pounding that zone, make them put it in play.
Again.
You can see that radar popping, that 100, 101, 99. You know, he's been getting away from that 4-seamer and throwing a 2-seamer and having great success with it. But looks like it's back to the 4-seam fastball here tonight.
And a fly ball. This should be a second out. Marte. 1 out away. Justin Morneau will face Caminero, and all the Pirate fans making up the majority of the crowd now. Toward left and out of play.
And that was a pretty loud cheer for a road game. I mean, that's pretty impressive stuff. Earlier they had the Let's Go Bucks going. There's enough Colorado fans to drown them out. But,
there they go again. And now they're down to their last strike of the Rockies. Ramos Ramirez was in the postseason with the Cubs, but now with the Pirates. Pirates, since their first World Series in 1903, have reached the postseason 3 consecutive years on 2 other occasions, 1970 through 1972 and in the early 90s. And they're going to get a ground ball from Morneau on to first and raise the Jolly Roger 3 straight years. The Pittsburgh Pirates are going to the postseason. They have won 92 games. They are a season high 32 games over 500.
You accomplished your first goal, get into the postseason. The division's still in reach. Still got 10 games to play. You got 3 against the division leader. Obviously a big win here tonight. Secure your position. More of a business-like attitude with this club now than a couple of years ago.
Again, we urge you to stay with us because we're going to carry you through. And those Pirate fans raising the Jolly Roger here in Colorado. We'll be right back. Bring it to you. We return to Pittsburgh. Paul and Teague.